Hey everyone, and welcome back to my completionist playthrough of the Baldur's Gate Saga with the SCS mod. So let us quickly continue with a little bit more of management. I wanted to just keep these potions on Kirinai, our Armageddon Tactics arsenal. On Kirinai we have our throwing daggers, and I think we are pretty much set. Oh, this is an NPC conversation with Branwen. It's pretty cool. It's about her doubts as a cleric. And in general, I guess, doubts in life. So feel free to pause, of course, to go through it. It's a pretty well written conversation, I think. And we can support her here by saying that having doubts is normal and she shouldn't be too hard on herself. She shouldn't feel like a failed cleric and whatnot. Alright, now we need to rest once more to heal up a little bit. Also, yeah, one more thing. We need to recharge this amulet. And I of course made these purchases. They're the throwing daggers, it doesn't matter, but you know, I wasn't at max charisma there. This is going to matter. When we sell this this amulet, and it's worth 3,000. Also, we're going to be back to buy this battle axe. I think I'm going to buy it a little bit later. So now it has, you know, max charges, which is 25. We're not going to abuse this, like I said with the shield amulet as well. We're not going to, like, you know, keep using it every time, every fight, just because we can. I just wanted to recharge it for a couple of, you know, potential situations where it might come in handy. I just want to have that option at my disposal. You know what, let's just rest once more. I really dislike resting too much, but let's just be fully healed. We will need to be, because the Bandit Camp encounter is the final encounter kind of this chapter, of chapter 3, and you know, it is kind of the final battle here that we need to be prepared for. So, we are back in Paled Vale, which you might remember in one of the very first episodes of the playthrough. we visited here briefly to get Viconia, to get that quick encounter with Viconia and the Flaming Fist officer. Excuse me for this, like, throat clearing. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing else in this area. There's a couple of lakes, and around these lakes there are some barrels with a little bit of gold. Nothing too special. And of course spawn points for bandits like these ones, and the Black Talon elites can spawn here as well. I forgot to buy arrows, I just realized. But we should be cool on arrows, especially since we will be able to scavenge a lot of them from these bandits. So it's actually pretty good that they decided to spawn. Yeah, I need some arrows now that also Imoen has a bow. It's not only Kivin shooting arrows. Anyway, on this area, there's one conversation that we're going to have. And then we're going to go directly to... we're going to rest once just to remove fatigue from the travel. Alright, some flins. Flins are a different type of gnoll that don't actually wield the characteristic, you know, halberd that gnolls usually have, but these ones wield two-handed swords. So yeah, there's going to be a conversation here. And then we're going to go directly to Riken, which is the leader of a bandit group in this area, and by doing a conversation with him we're going to be able to, you know, get recruited to the into the bandit ranks. So here's Ted, and he seems to be just a dude, a hunter, I think. So he has a story about his friends, I think, or his uncle, who was an adventurer, I guess. He had the sword, shield, the whole bit. Anyway, cool story, bro. And he just tells us about the Fire and Wine Bridge that is apparently, you know, very profitable. If he wants to get rich, the best place to go would probably be the ruins at Fire and Wine Bridge, and it's completely not true.
Yes?
Fire and Wine Bridge ruins are actually not too profitable. I'm just going to do some quick buffs here, because we're going to rest, in case our rest gets interrupted. Alright. And it wasn't, but our spells get recharged, of course, as anyway, so it's not a big deal. That's just a general tactic that, you know, you might want to remember about when you rest in some dangerous areas where you can get interrupted.
Yes?
Alright, so here's Riken.
'Tis your choice which hits the ground first, your swords or your heads.
So here Kivin doesn't interject in the way that he did with Tevin. Here we actually get the opportunity to say this: we'll not fight you. In fact, we want to join your group. Now there's a laugh. Why, pray tell, should we take you, Rattlepates? So it's a couple. You can go about this in a couple of ways. Like, you can do this: you're too good at your job. We can see which way the wind is blowing, and whatever you're doing, we want in. Or it's a bloodthirsty job you have, and we like the killing. Let us join, and the robes will run red. You scare me, but I like your fire. All right then, we'll take you to the boss and see if he likes you too. Follow. So now we're going to get transported to the Bandit Camp, and we're going to meet Tazok. Normally in the classic Baldur's Gate you would get a movie with these gnolls like pushing around that one guy.
So I kicked him in the head till he was dead.
Alright, some bandit greets Riken, questioning his choice of bringing like some group of adventurers. So of course feel free to pause. Normally in the classic Baldur's Gate, you know, the resolution would be lower and you wouldn't see Tazok here already approaching. Alright, so here's Tazok. Recruits, secret operation, and you hire those you rob? By the lower planes. Why do we pay black talents to do stealth if you almost light signal fires? Yeah, so a little bit of a back and forth between them. Alright, now we're going to talk with Tazok. And also, there's a couple of ways to go about it. The first one is to just have a conversation where he accepts you and he just leaves. And the other one is to kind of have a little bit of a skirmish, a little bit of a fight with him. And this is actually interesting, the fight option, because normally in the classic Baldur's Gate you wouldn't pretty much, well, you would be able to kill him, but it was pretty difficult. You'd have to like deal damage as he was leaving after the fight. And then I think the enhanced edition made him unkillable, but then the NPC project makes him killable again, pretty much, if you have Kivin especially. So if we do this, you talk big. Maybe I think you talk too big. Alright, so we're going to have a little fight with him, and we're of course not going to approach him in melee because he's very dangerous. We're just going to use our ranged weapons. Hey bro, come on. You want to follow me. Alright, he doesn't want to follow me. He is very dangerous, by the way. Whoa! Nice one, nice crit. And we got Tazok chunked. Unfortunately, this is not the end for Tazok, although it might seem like it was. And of course I hyped him up, you know, he's so dangerous, and he didn't even manage to get one hit in. But, you know, that's how it sometimes happens. Alright, so the thing about him is that he has... Yeah, so it's possible with the NPC project here. Kivin avenges the Haryana, but... And that's kind of like his quest done.
I am here.
And no one seems to be even bothered by by what happened. Because it normally, you know, it's not supposed to happen. Normally you're supposed to have a little bit of a fight with him, and then, you know, if you deal enough damage to him, he will be impressed with your fighting abilities and he will allow you to stay at the camp. He will say that you have, you know, free reign over the camp, you can stay, but he needs to leave for some pressing business, and he just leaves. And you are then free to explore the camp and whatnot. But here, of course, you know, it happened a little bit differently. No one's perturbed about what happened. Here I just want to present Ardenor Crush, which is the leader of the Chill. Basically, you're going to notice that there are two of these mercenary groups that were mentioned. We have the Chill and the Black Talons. The Chill are primarily like a demi-human bandit group, comprised of primarily hobgoblins, but also gnolls and kobolds and zvarts. And then the Black Talons is a mercenary group with primarily humans. And you have these bandits, these Black Talon elite archers. Those are the Black Talons.
A few more ham-fisted fools for the Talons.
Yeah, and Ardenor Crush is the leader of the Chill. So let's just, you know, lay low, keep it down for now. I don't want to provoke a fight with him just yet. I mean, we are going to kill him soon. I just wanted to showcase that he has a unique voice line. And here's Tersis, and he's going to want to issue out standard equipment to us. Even if you say to him, we already have all the armor we need, thanks. He's still going to give us leather armor. Yeah, so I'm just going to put that on the ground. We are going to loot all of this much later. By the way, these gauntlets, I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, because in the enhanced edition you already like get way too many of these gauntlets. Normally in the classic Baldur's Gate you would only have one pair. From the Firewine Bridge Ruins map there would be a swordsman guy called Malum, and you would be able to loot the gauntlets off of him. Those are gauntlets of weapon expertise, and they give you +1 taco and +2 damage, so they are extremely good. There are very few sources in the game that you can get like passive damage bonuses, which is really good for archers, for example, to increase the damage of their arrows. So for a Kiven, for example, that would be an awesome piece of equipment.
So I kicked him in the head till he was dead.
So here I'm just going into this tent to present this conversation that you can have with one of the bandits. So we can like let's go through this version where you can kind of ask him about the bandit camp. So he tells us about the Tazok's camp. That's one in the northeastern part of the whole encampment here. Tazok's tent, I mean. Yeah, so apparently there's a prisoner and some guards in Tazok's tent.
It is done.
So that's directly where we're going to go. This is pretty much, I think, all the conversations that you could have. Of course, you can talk with the random bandits, and I love that voice actor, as I've mentioned before. That laughter. Anyway, there's going to be another guy that's going to approach us. Kratos, I think.
Yeah, indeed.
Whoa, now that was a stinker.
that laugh. Dang. Alright, so he thinks that he, you know, is not the lowest part of the food chain, I guess, in the bandit camp now that there are new recruits. Yeah, I'm your boss. It's pretty funny. So apparently now we are supposed to get the crappy guard duty, and he's going to be moving up. So we can get some more clues. Now here is Taugaz Kosan, the leader of the Black Talons.
You there. I would speak, and best you listen well.
Taugaz Tenhammer, leader of the Black Talons.
Saga's Tenhammer has no need of people's skills.
I am here.
Yep. Alright, so let us go inside this tent. And of course, we know about the guards, so we are going to do some light pre-buffs here.
Hello.
Not too much, but just some light pre-buffs here. Let's have a little bit of a bless. A little bit of a chant. I'm going to save my main buffs for a fight that comes after this one. Anyway, let's proceed, I guess.
Sorry, friend, but you've got a date down under.
I don't care who you are. No one's to enter Tazok's tent under penalty of death. So you can try to bluff, but it's not going to do anything. Your petty lies are wasted on me, Senashira. Like Ender Sai here, you've crossed the Iron Throne for the last time. Iron Throne? Ender Sai? We'll see what these names mean soon. Now SCS improves this encounter. I think they buff up this this null especially, but they also add these 3 Black Talon elite guys here. I'm not sure about these Hobgoblin elites. I think they are also added. Yeah, I mean for sure they are added, but just for a moment I thought this was there's going to be like a Hobgoblin with a name that's like out of our vision, I guess. But yeah, these guys are all added by SCS. And in general, these guys are a little bit upgraded, especially the Null, I think. Alright, so here we're going to kind of soften them up with a little bit of a fear. And we're going to do 1 necklace of missiles, I think. I want to be careful because there's a prisoner here, and I don't want to damage him with my AoE.
Yes?
Now, can you do something? You could charm with the cloak, but let's just wait a little bit and see what we can do in a second. Alright, so he just has mirror image and ghost armor. Nothing too big. So let's start attacking him from range. And just wait for the explosions to go off. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, some of them died. Especially the Black Talon elites. Some of them are near death. They are near death. Venkt here is going to be our next target. We need to kind of spread out a little bit. He just cast remove magic. Alright, that's cool. So this is the person I didn't want to damage. Now Kirinai, you need to start throwing daggers, and we need to just keep attacking this guy, although he is hasted, so it's not going to be too easy. We might do a little bit of a magic missile on him. And you know, Branwen, just go closer to this guy and just try to interrupt him. Right, horror on Imoen. So what we're going to do is quickly cast remove fear. And Imoen really is getting wrecked by this guy. Let's just quickly try to kill him because I don't want to lose Imoen, and she just cast magic missiles, so she cannot drink a healing potion. I might give her a quick heal with Senashira. Alright, we need to get rid of this mage, dude. Given, what are you doing? Switch to some... Did I not tell you to attack this guy? And now he just renewed his mirror images. This is not good, but we have more magic missiles. Alright, everyone needs to attack this mage. Good thing that everyone else is feared. Like this hacked guy, he actually has a really good bow. And Britic can be pretty dangerous, but fortunately that Wand of Fear, and some of them, some of those guys' morale broke from the damage and their like companions dying. Alright, now we can just finish them off at our leisure when they are or while they are feared. Alright, so this was pretty good. This wasn't really, you know, the main fight here. This is just an appetizer, basically. Right, let's get some arrows from these guys. We can get some good loot. Like the mage here, Venkt, he has the scroll of spell thrust in the enhanced edition, which is really, really important. Anyone need arrows? Alright. Yeah, here's Venkt, and here's our spell thrust. This is going to be a very important level 3 spell. Just do some quick management here. You don't even have healing potions on you, and you don't need them for now. Alright, now Hacked, the hobgoblin, has the longbow of marksmanship. And this bandit here died, like under the table. I think there should be... Yeah, here's the Gnoll, Britic. And yeah, one of these bandits died there as well. The Black Talon elites, I mean. Yeah, just quickly do that. Kivin leveled up, so let's just quickly level him up. Gets another proficiency point. Let's maybe give him one in two-handed style. When he uses that halberd in melee, he's going to be a little bit better with it. He's going to have the improved crit range. Alright, now you probably can't identify that. Anyway, that's a really good bow that gives a +3 Thaco bonus and +2 damage bonus. So it's just going to improve Kivin's Thaco while keeping the damage the same. So it's a little bit similar, you know, this composite longbow only gives +1 Thaco and +2 damage. Alright, we're done with this one. Alright, now we can loot some of these for some more gold. Now, I'm not sure if Imoen is going to be able to disarm this trap. There's a trap on this chest. And you can use a potion of absorption because it's a lightning bolt trap. Alright, she managed to do that. You can use the potion of absorption, and it's actually a good idea because right outside there's Taugaw's 10 hammer, and he wields a warhammer, so that crushing armor class bonus is also going to come in handy after absorbing this trap. Anyway, let's have a conversation with this person here, Endersai.
Troubled times are upon us.
It's time then, is it? Time for what? So he was supposed to be executed. So a little bit of an exposition, mostly what we already know about Molohay that was sent to poison the mines of Nashkel and whatnot. So Molahay's dead. He was working for Tazok, I understand. Well, he was receiving letters from Tazok, so obviously, who's Tazok's working for is the question. That's the trick, see? Krush and Taugos Kosan, leader of the Black Talons, both think he's getting orders from the Zents, meaning the Zentarim, and Tazok doesn't do much to discourage that particular line of thinking. But the Black Talons and Chill are bandit groups, see? They ply the trade routes, avoid the cities, and that's where they go wrong. I'm from the Gate, and I can tell you dead as leather that the Zentarim aren't behind this. How can you be so sure? A desire for silence isn't the only reason I wear soft-soled boots. I wear them so I can tell whose toes I'm treading on. I didn't mess with no Zentarim. I picked my enemies and I messed with one group and one group only, the Iron Throne. And, right as rain, here I am as Tazok's personal prisoner. You do the math. So yeah, the Iron Throne. Who are they? Where can I find them? So Tazok's been making regular visits to the Cloakwood, and that is our next destination in the main storyline. Oh yeah, of course he knows Kivin. Like, why is that necessary, you know? That could have been just skipped. And I think it would have been better. Alright. So now, similarly to how Chapter 2 ended, with us looting the letters from Molohay, now we're going to loot some letters addressed to Tazok, and 2,000 gold.
Molohay and Tazok have proven to be nothing more than puppets. The true master of this unfolding mystery continues to elude you. One thing is certain. Someone has taken a very personal interest in seeking your death. Though why, you are not sure. Your search for answers continues, and the foreboding Cloakwood Forest is your next target.
Yep. So we can check out the letters. They come from Daviorn. Remember that person, the surgeon on the coast, who mentioned that Daviorn, aka Dave, was his brother, a very evil man? So yeah, he gives that there are some letters from Daviorn to Tazok to step up his raids, get a shipment to our base in Cloakwood within the next week. And they also mentioned someone called Saravok. Yeah, and they mention us. I have been told that a small band of mercenaries might cause the Iron Throne some trouble in the future. You are to ensure that they don't live to upset our operations. Obtain the services of the assassin Nimble. He should serve you well. So you might remember Nimble from Nashkel, the guy that we've killed. Alright, and more in that chest. There are some level 2 spells and another pair of these gauntlets. And this is one that the Enhanced Edition adds here. I don't know why. So Tazok normally had these gauntlets of weapon expertise on him, but like I said, it was pretty much impossible or very, very difficult to kill him. Whereas these gauntlets are just completely new in the Enhanced Edition, and I don't know why they do that. I think, you know, because of that, the weapons of, the gauntlets of weapon expertise kind of lose their uniqueness, because like I said, in Classic BG1 there was only one pair of them, and now there's pretty much 3 that you can get. So anyway, I think I'm going to give one pair of them to Kivin, just for now. I'm not going to use all 3 pairs. I think I'm not going to use more than one. It's just that we can get these here. And yeah, so now his damage is 7 to 12. Alright, now is the big fight incoming. And we're pretty much at the end of the episode, but maybe this one can be a little bit longer. Because this fight is just amazing. I love this fight. Now we need to do some serious buffing though. I might buff up Senashira with this, so in combination with the Ring of Fire, she's almost immune to fire damage. And she might be there in the front lines, and she might get damaged by our own fire tools. Alright, oh yeah, we're also going to buff up her with shield. And Imoen is also going to buff up herself with shield and ghost armor, because we really, really want to make sure she doesn't get owned by these bandit archers. Now, Branwen is just going to buff up with Chant. We're going to have mirror images on Imoen. And Branwen is going to start out with Sanctuary active. And Jaheira is going to use Bless to give us a little bit of a combat boost. Alright, and now Senashira is also going to drink this Oil of Speed, because her main task is going to be going from like archer to clear out our eastern flank. You'll see what I mean once we get out of this tent, because basically the thing that SCS does here is that, you know, normally you would be able to just leave and no one would be the wiser about what happened. But what SCS does here is something that makes sense, that by now the Bandit Camp has figured out that we're not, you know, people who want to join them. They probably heard some sounds of battle in this tent, and yeah, they're just going to know who we are by now, and they're going to want to kill us. So there's a fight awaiting us right outside, and there are bandits everywhere, and everyone is going to come and want to fight us, like everyone in the camp. So let's go outside. Also, what SCS does is that you cannot retreat back to this. Once this fight starts, you cannot retreat back to this camp, to this tent, because, you know, it would be really easy to like light it on fire and whatnot. It's going to be after this conversation with Taugaz, who's going to let us know what's up. And now when we look at the bandit camp, most of them are going to come from the west. So that's why we're going to have like entangle and web on the western side, but there are still bandits, some of them in the like eastern, northern, and southern side, that we are literally surrounded. So basically the plan of action here is to cast some webs and entangles and whatnot on the western side to stop most of them from coming in from that side. But first we're going to quickly clear out our like eastern and northern flank, so that we have kind of like a safe spot in this side of the camp, and then we can kind of like block this choke point with these spells like web and entangle.
It is done.
This is really not the appropriate time given for your banter. Would you like to dance with the leaves? Because he has to be so elfy, dude. He has to be so elfy, dude. I will just watch you dance with the leaves, dude. I don't want to dance with you, dude. But I also don't want to be too rude. Alright, if you insist. Alright, whatever. Now we have a important conversation.
I would speak, and best you listen well.
Well, look what we got here. Tazok said I should keep an eye on you. See if you was up to no good. I'd say catching you sneaking into his tent sort of proves that one, eh? Alright, so we might try some bluffing, but it's not going to do anything. Alright, to my sides, men. There's a price on this one's head, big enough for all to share. Alright, so now they're going to all go hostile. I want Jaheira to be tanking Taugaz, and I hope I can like leave with Senashira. Okay, sweet. Oh yeah, and it just says, with the bandits openly hostile and organized against you, it would be suicide to retreat back into Tazok's flammable wooden tent. You must fight or flee. Alright, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to fight, and we're going to give Kivin his arrows, because we need his damage. We need as much damage as possible. Alright, first of all, Imoen needs to relocate. And I think Kiranai needs to relocate. Branwen can kind of go south. Senashira is going to try and like kill this bandit. Oh yeah. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a lot of them here. Right, we need a fireball over here. And I think we need a little necklace of missiles over there. Alright, Kivin, just try to get Taugaz. Alright, that softened them up. But there are some Black Talon elites over there. You know what? Let's leave Taugaz for now. We need to get rid of these guys here. Holy! I think we're going to have to use Branwen's Holy Smite here to finish them off. Imoen needs to kind of retreat a little bit. And we need to just finish off these stragglers. Alright, Branwen was able to do some damage, do some blinding as well. Taugaz is uninterested to attack anyone, which is very good. Jaheira can keep tanking him. Senashira can attack this bandit here. Alright, so now some reinforcements are coming from the west. We really need to kind of stop that a little bit in its tracks. And Entangle is not going to do that much against these archers, because they can still, you know, stand in the entanglement, but they can still fire their arrows. But then we can relocate a little bit back to the east, I guess, and to get out of the range if they are entangled. Web is going to completely immobilize them, which is, you know, Web is just an awesome spell in general. Alright, Sinashira is getting like really... Even with her like awesome armor class against missiles with shield and everything, she got really hurt now. Alright, hopefully Imoen can get that web off. You need to help against this Black Talon lead, dude. Okay, he's running. Alright, so we have Entangle and we have Web active. Let's go back with Imoen. Alright, Sinashira managed to kill everyone here. Let's just quickly use her to get rid of these bandits. Alright, it seems like our eastern kind of flank is pretty safe. I think the worst should be over now. Let's get out of range of these bandits here. And now we have to focus on Taugaz, who fortunately only managed to deal a little bit of damage to Jaheira. He didn't manage to like do too much. Alright, now he's dead. Kira and I did a nice, juicy 30 damage crit on him, and now we can just finish them off from range. These other webbed bandits. And if some of them are active, we might throw in a little fireball, I think, from Imoen. And just kind of finish them off from range. And we're going to keep Jaheira in the front if anyone of them gets out of the web and wants to shoot. Alright, that's very nice. You can see how awesome web is. Just made these Black Talon elites completely immobilized. Alright, and we can just finish them off like that. Just don't go into the web yourselves, guys. You know, let's just finish them off with another fireball. Alright. Sweet. Now let's just look for some stragglers. Just finish them off. Alright, and that's it. Look at this look at this slaughter. Alright, that's very nice. Very nice. Alright, so this is going to be it. Like, wasn't that a really cool encounter? Like, this was so cool. This is one of my favorites from SCS for sure. This is so much better than what the unmodded game offers here when it comes to the Bandit Camp. And it all makes sense as well. I love it. Anyway, this is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the battle. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.